Hey guys, what's up? I'm here today. And let's get right into it. In front of me is my new prompt. Now this one is a doozy. I am trying to capture the essence of three of the most recognizable characters from SNK, the King of Fighters, in a photorealistic setting. So we're talking about Terry Bogard, Kyo Kusanagi, and Mai Shiranui. This is gonna be interesting because not only do they all have very distinct looks, but I also want to try and incorporate some of their signature poses into this. But how do you take these fighters and make them look like they just jumped out of a comic book and into our world? Well, let's find out. So let's break down what I'm looking for here. First, I want a high-res photorealistic image. So we're shooting for around 8K resolution here. And I want it to be a group shot, so all three of them need to fit in the frame. It needs to be well composed. I'd probably go with something like a two-shot with Kyo and Terry, and then Mai can kind of be off to the side giving us a bit of a smirk. I think that would be cool. Now for the characters themselves, Terry Bogard, his iconic red vest, his white t-shirt, his blue jeans. And he's got his little cap that he pushes back. I really like his design. There's a lot of really good details there that I want to try and capture. For Kyo, his black jacket with those white flames, his white t-shirt and his dark pants. And then for Mai, I'd love to try and do her traditional kunoichi outfit. Now I don't want anything too over the top here. I'm not going for like anime proportions where she's like super hyper exaggerated. I just want something that looks believable. Like, if I saw these people walking down the street, I'd be like, yeah, that makes sense. That's how they would look. That's the direction I'm going for here. As far as the lighting goes, I think a dramatic natural outdoor lighting would be really cool. Maybe like a golden hour type of feel, or even like an overcast day. I think that would cast some really nice shadows and highlights that would bring out some of the details on the faces and the costumes as well. Now, as far as the background goes, I've got a couple different ideas. I'd love to try and do something a little grittier, maybe like a street fighting arena. Think about it. Like down in the streets where there is like a bunch of trash cans and like a graffiti wall and maybe some puddles and stuff. Or maybe like a neon-lit downtown alleyway at night. I think that could be cool too, like where there's a bunch of like broken windows and like some steam coming off of a nearby hot dog stand and some wet ground that reflects the neon lights from the buildings. I think that could be really cool too. Overall though, I want the art style to be ultra-photorealistic. I want it to have a cinematic quality. I want the details on the skin, the hair, the fabrics, and the reflections to be extremely accurate and lifelike. No anime or manga stylization. I want this to look like a still frame from a movie. Now the camera angle, I was thinking maybe like an eye level, or maybe a slight low angle shot so we can really see like the power and the intensity in their stances. And I want the overall atmosphere to be intense, ready for action, but also maybe a little bit gritty as well. Like the streets, the fighters, the grit and grime of street fighting. So with all that in mind, I think I'm ready to give this a shot. Oh, by the way, before we start, if you want access to the full res images I use in my videos, check out the links below. I upload them there as soon as the videos are done. Alright, let's go. Okay, first off, I think I'm gonna start with the character models, so we'll begin with Terry Bogard. So I want to try and get Terry's iconic look down. So he's got his red vest, his white undershirt, his blue jeans, and his little flat cap that he wears. Let's start there, so let's see. Okay, so already I'm seeing some pretty good results. One really like this one in the middle. I mean, you can see the muscle definition. You can see the texture on the clothes. I really like that. So let's save that one. Alright, next we got Kyo, so we got to capture his black jacket with the white flame design. He's got his white shirt and his dark pants. Let's see what we come up with here. Okay, I like this one. Again, we're starting to see some good things here. I like the way the light is hitting the leather on the jacket, and you can see the definition of the muscles as well, without being like overly exaggerated. You know, he doesn't look like he's pumped up. He looks like a normal person. That's important. I like that. And then finally we got to wrap it up with Mai. She's got her traditional kunoichi outfit. Very cool. I want to try and capture her kind of like athletic proportions, but also like her confidence. You know, like she's a fighter, but also a very feminine and graceful woman. I don't know. Let's see what we come up with here. Okay, I actually really like this one. Yeah, I mean, you can see the movement in the silk. You can see the sharpness of the fan. I love that. I think that would be a great one to use. Alright, now that we got the characters nailed down, I think it's time to start working on the backgrounds. So I got a few ideas. I mean, I really like that idea of like the urban street fighting arena. You know, like the trash cans, the graffiti, maybe like a broken mirror on the wall, you know, like some shards of glass. I think that could be really cool. Let's see what we come up with here. Okay, this isn't bad. We're definitely getting some good vibes here. But I think I want to try and punch it up a little bit. I think maybe like a darker background might help. Like maybe nighttime. Yeah, I think that would be cool. Like maybe like a neon-lit downtown alleyway. Yeah, I like that. That's got some good potential. Alright, so now we're getting somewhere. I'm really starting to like the vibe of this. So now it's just a matter of fine-tuning everything and putting it all together. So I am gonna start by cleaning up some of the edges on the characters, and then I'm gonna add in some more elements into the background to really sell the environment. So I think some trash cans would be a good start. Maybe like a fire escape ladder. Yeah, I think that would work well. Some graffiti on the walls. Yeah, maybe like some neon signs in the distance. Yeah, I'm liking this. I think we're almost there. Just some minor tweaks here and there. Alright, I think I'm happy with this. So here's the final piece. I hope you like it. What do you think? Let me know in the comments below. I had a lot of fun with this one. I hope you enjoyed watching. Thanks for tuning in. Catch you on the next one. Peace.